All right, welcome to your innovation assignment. I'm going to try to make this less than 5 minutes. Okay, so an innovation is the introduction of something new, could be an idea, a method, or a technology. All right, we discussed the Neolithic Revolution, the introduction of farming and agriculture. That would be an innovation. It was a new way to get food. And we've said the Neolithic Revolution might have been the most important innovation or turning point human history has ever seen. And innovation is usually considered an improvement on what came before. However, the benefits of innovations, while obvious, the drawbacks to innovations are often more subtle or hard to see. This is true with farming and the reading that we did. The author claimed there were certain advantages to farming, like more material goods and more food. Those are pretty obvious. However, there were significant disadvantages that are not often discussed, like the changing relationship between men and women and the beginning of inequality in social classes. The goal of this activity is to think critically about both the benefits, strengths, and advantages of innovations, and more importantly, the drawbacks, negatives, and disadvantages of innovations. Because the world is always changing and always innovating, and you should be able to think critically about it. The rubric of how you will be graded, your goal is to be in the 90 to 100 range. The best way to do that is to follow the directions, to have multiple sentences, and to have those sentences be young adult high schooler sentences such as this and not middle school basic sentences such as this. I would encourage you to look over the rubric on your own. I'm not going to go over it. So the first innovation we have is industrialized farming. Okay, the first thing you would need to do is to bullet point 3 benefits, strengths, or advantages, and 3 negatives, drawbacks, or disadvantages. So I might look at this and be thinking, like, what are some advantages? And one clear advantage would be like, the new way, this industrialized farming was more efficient. You can grow more food. Okay. It also kind of looks like easier. All you have to do is drive a tractor. It looks like less labor intensive. The last thing I'm looking at, an advantage of this new method would be like companies can make money selling machines. That might be a stretch. But I got my 3 bullet points now for advantages. Okay. Then you need 3 disadvantages. Okay. What might be some disadvantages of this new method? Well, I'm looking at this new method, this industrialized farming, and I'm thinking there's probably more pollution. The old way probably doesn't pollute, whereas this new way probably pollutes. I'm looking at this new method and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of land that's under cultivation now. There's probably a lot of habitat loss and destruction. And then what's another negative or drawback of this new way? It seems kind of like complicated and expensive. Like it's just a lot of things that can break. You got to buy a lot of things to be able to farm industrial. Whereas the old way was pretty simple and probably not that expensive. All right, so I got my 3 bullet points here. 3 of them are positives, 3 of them are negatives, and you will do the same for the other 4 innovations. Okay, you also need to turn 2 of these bullet points for the benefits into complete sentences with a subject. This is how you score points. Okay, again, you want to be in the 90 to 100 range. Right? You want clear subjects. But sentences should be logical with unique ideas, which are well explained. And one example would be right here. All right, industrialized farming would benefit most people and society as a whole because industrialized farming is more efficient. Food is able to be grown quicker with less effort and for a cheaper price. This also allows people to purchase food for cheaper and save money. All right, so what have I done? All right, I have a clear subject who would benefit. That's most people. All right, and society. A clear subject. All right. I then explain how this subject would benefit. And you need to do this twice. Right. So what is another, maybe I'll do this bullet point. Okay, like industrialized farming benefits companies. Companies are able to sell machines to farmers and make a profit. Without industrialized farming, companies would be selling fewer things and making a lot less money. So I have my second, I turn the second bullet point into a complete answer. Because I copy pasted it, looks kind of messy. Now it looks much better. I got my two sentences or two statements. Okay, 6 sentences. And I'm done with this box. All right, same thing for the who is harmed. All right, I'm going to do this pollution bullet point. I think it's kind of like everyone is harmed by pollution. I'm going to say, again, most people in society as a whole are harmed by industrialized farming. Industrialized farming creates more pollution than the old farming by hand. Pollution can cause medical problems for people. It can also hurt animals. I might say most people. So I like this answer. Might not be 100, but I feel like it's probably in the 90 category. And who else is? Might say. Might do the complicated and expensive one. That industrialized farming also hurts farmers. It is very expensive. You need money to buy expensive machines. Those machines could also break down and you would have to pay to repair them. These things don't happen in the old method. Farming by hand is much cheaper, and if things break, it is much cheaper to repair or replace them. So I got another bullet point, which is turned into complete sentences. I have a subject, industrialized farming hurts farmers. Kind of like I have a subject here that people and society are also harmed. I have a subject here that companies would be benefited. I have a subject here that most people in society would benefit. So each one of my statements has a subject. Then each one of my statements has 3 or more sentences in which I explain my idea. So I would say this first innovation has been done. You don't need to do this one. You have 4 more to do. Okay, so you need 3 benefits, okay? And then you need to explain 2 of those bullet points and complete ideas. 4 total. Same thing here. 3 bullet points, 3 bullet points, and then explain 2 of them in 3 or more sentences. Explain 2 of them in 3 or more sentences. Same thing for innovation 4 and innovation 5. If you have any questions, you should email me. Hopefully this video wasn't too long.